Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this IMC matchup between the Caldera Wolfpack and the Summit Storm. I'm Pierce Gordon, and with me is Finley Gober. We'll be your commentators for the night as the Storm pick up a good steal and starting off the game pretty hot.
Yeah, Storm started the game really strong with a couple of quick buckets, a quick and one, and they're passing with a lot of urgency, and they're shooting high percentage shots. They're playing as a team. It's what I like to see.
Yeah, saw a lot of that at the end of last game and looking to see more of that going into this one.
Yeah, it really feels like this girls team is starting to kind of figure things out and play with a lot more chemistry and a lot more decisiveness.
Yeah, okay shot there from the Storm. As Wolfpack drive it up, pull up for the mid-range jumper.
That one's off. Here's the fast break for the Storm. Good pass inside, and there's Onchman with a quick bucket. I think fast break has been kind of where the Storm have struggled the most this season, and they're really starting to figure things out. I've been saying over and over again that they need to play a little bit slower, a little more patience, and that was a great example. It was a bit crowded. They just slowed things down. Good pass, great shot at the basket, and here's another great shot at the basket, and almost an and one. Shot's just a little bit off, so that'll be 2 shots at the line for Caitlin Christ.
And I know we talked a lot about pushing, but with like slowness and control.
Playing with urgency, but still being patient
Yeah.
and smart with the ball.
Yeah, and I think that was a good example of that with the Storm. Is just playing slowly, but also with pace and able to get the 2 shots from the charity stripe. Second one does not fall.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much everything that we've been saying all season that the Storm need to do, they're starting to do. Maybe they've been watching the broadcast.
So we'll be out of bounds Summit ball. This Summit team has been pretty good from the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, yeah, they've been really aggressive on defense, and they do a really good job in help defense. I think we talked about kind of offensively, sometimes they struggle in the fast break, and I think the same defensively. But, again, they're starting to pick that up as well. And that ball is going to be out of bounds off the Storm after some good defense from the Wolfpack, so it'll be Caldera ball.
And speaking of good defense from the Storm, some good defense from the Wolfpack there.
Yeah. And there's a quick bucket for the Wolfpack. It's Abigail Hudson.
That was some pretty basketball there. Just the drive inside, dish out, and
Yeah, great ball movement.
yeah. Storm passed around the top of the key.
And there's a great putback. Onchman, great rebound. Just goes right back up with it. Like we were saying, decisive offense. I think maybe like 5 games ago, that would have been a moment where she might come down with the ball and kind of like hesitate with it and see if she can pass it outside, but just goes right back up strong and 2 points because of it.
Yeah, and I think for the Storm, it's really defense leads to offense.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to put it. But I also think that in a slower set offense, they can be really strong sometimes because they understand basketball very well. They have a lot of high IQ players, and so when they get into those set positions, they're really good at executing.
Yeah, completely agree with that. As Caldera picks up a little bit of a ticky-tack call there with a right call, but
Yeah, that's 3 fouls already.
as tries to save it back inside. As Emerson pulls up for the 3 and almost gets the friendly roll.
Barely rims out.
If we remember from last game, she got a pretty step-back 3 to really put the Storm ahead, and that changed the course of the game.
Yeah, she's starting to look a lot more confident from beyond the arc. Caldera picks up a quick foul there, so that'll be 2 shots at the line for Abigail Hudson.
And a pretty big game for both teams. Caldera coming into this one 10-9, and the Storm 9-9 themselves. Just Storm looking to get back in the win column after a tough last few weeks have been pretty tough. I felt like the last game versus Bend, a 42-32 win, was just kind of a comeback game for them.
Yeah, definitely. I think they kind of needed those last couple of weeks because I mean, obviously they're 9-9. They haven't had like a wholly successful season, but they've had a 3-game losing streak before that Bend game, and I think that kind of like reset them. And going into that Bend game, like they knew they needed to win, and they executed perfectly.
Yeah, completely agree. I think it was a huge confidence booster too. Like, look what you guys can do. Like, let's execute that.
Yeah, definitely. I think watching them warm up and kind of talk before the game, I think they're definitely a lot more confident, and I think they're having a lot more fun too.
Yeah, and that's really what high school athletics is about.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, winning and yes, state championships, whatever. But go out there, have fun with your friends.
Yeah, definitely. People forget, this isn't NBA basketball.
As the Storm have a very good trap in the corner, and
Smart play there, just right off the foot of a Storm player, so that'll be a Caldera ball.
yeah, really smart play from Caldera there. As they inbound the ball.
Hanley at the top of the key. Double team comes from the Storm. She loses the ball. And there's a steal from Ballum, so she'll take the ball up the court and fast break.
Almost loses it, but able to gather it.
And here's Cross on the drive, and that's going to be a foul, so that'll be 2 shots from the stripe for Cross.
Storm going back to the inside game a little bit. I feel like the inside game for them sets up the outside game.
Definitely. I mean, they have the shooters on their team, but I think that they need to space the floor a little bit first, and then that ball movement and that decisive passing we've been talking about opens up those bigger looks for them. Emerson Williams hit a couple of threes last game, so did Dakota Toll, and that was because their inside game was so strong. Mallory Rosen was getting a lot of rebounds and a lot of putbacks, and then, that spaces the floor and it opens up new opportunities.
Yeah, it's good to see this Storm coming out strong here. Really the biggest weakness for them, and they've gotten down in a lot of games because of this, is that they start out slow. Last game, they only had 7 points in the first quarter, and they're already way past that in the first year.
Yeah, they're rolling. I think that those slow starts have been a big factor as to why they're only 9-9, and they've had a lot of really close games that they've lost, and I think that's partially because of those slow starts. It's really hard to get back into a game when you start off so poorly. And there's a lot of offensive rebounds. Good hustle play. Don't quite get it, so it's out of bounds off the Storm.
Yeah, good to see the offensive rebounds coming. I think that's been really telltale sign this season, is when the Storm can rebound offensively.
Definitely.
They are able to win. As Caldera, on the other hand, finally gets a drive inside, but really just missing baskets.
And that's some more great defense from the Storm. I mean, you see them shift on help defense. It's like they're on a string. Just everyone knows where to go. You got to help the helper, and they do a really good job of doing that and not letting those open shots happen.
Yeah, if I recall correctly, the Storm really just an offensive rebounding team. It just sets up everything for them, and there's not much you can do against it. You miss a shot, you get the rebound, and you got another 35 on the shot clock.
Yeah, eventually that shot's going to fall, right?
As Cross dribbling around the top of the key, elects not to shoot the 3 and turns it over.
So there's Allison Hanley and fast break for the Wolfpack, quick steal and another quick bucket. And we were just talking about kind of defense leads to offense for the Storm. Well, same for the Wolfpack. I mean, they're starting to play really strong defense, and that's setting up some opportunities on offense.
Yeah, it's been a very fundamental basketball game. Really nothing too flashy, but no bad mistakes. We saw a few little sloppy turnovers there, but other than that,
I mean, that's always going to happen, though. It's basketball.
As we're just under a minute here, Storm are in the bonus with the Caldera 5 fouls. So that will be Mallory Rosen at the line shooting 2.
I think going into the second quarter, the Wolfpack need to focus on being a little less physical on defense. I mean, the Storm are finding ways to score, and I think that physicality is somewhat stopping them, but, I mean, once you start putting them at the stripe, they're going to find even more ways to score. If there's one thing that the Storm are really good at, it's hitting their free throws.
Yeah, and Mallory Rosen with knocking them both down there. That'll be very important later on this game as the ball just bounces off the Wolfpack player's foot. As Durfee checks into the game for Chris.
Ballum kicks it out to Toll. Pump fake and mid-range jumper won't quite go. Rebounded by Hudson. Here's the Wolfpack in fast break. 3-point look, and that one's off the rim. And there's a great little pull away from Ballum, so here she goes in fast break. And she finds Durfee for the fast break bucket. Great play from Ballum there and great finish from Durfee.
Yeah, good team chemistry there, just able to dish it out from having a 2-on-1 in transition.
And there's a quick three. That one is way off, so it'll be out of bounds. That'll be Summit basketball with just over 7 seconds left, and the shot clock will be dark, so see if they can get up a quick shot here. But
smart play from Cross there, let the ball go out.
Yeah.
As Storm bring it up with about 3 seconds left.
Oh, just not quite enough time, but great pass there from Rosen. And that's going to do it for the first quarter. Storm lead by 9, 16-7, and I think they look really, really strong. This is probably the best start they've had all season. Yeah,
I would agree with that. This is one of the strongest starts, and looking to continue that as we head into the second, and we'll catch you after the break. And we're back to start this second quarter of IMC basketball action. If you're just joining us, the Storm came out firing.
Oh my goodness, that was a beautiful play from Rosen. Did you see that? He just tips it in behind her back off the foot of the Caldera player to retain possession for the Storm. That was like something like Nikola Jokic would do or something. And here's a floater, not quite good, but there's a steal.
Able to get the own rebound. That's what matters. Fresh 35 on the clock.
And Rosen gives it up, so it's a transition for the Wolfpack. Slowing it down a little bit.
Storm able to get back and defend and settle into their makeshift 2-3 zone.
Yeah, their 2-3 zone has been really effective the past couple games. And there's a good keep in for the Wolfpack, and layup won't quite go. Rebounded by Rosen, but it's tipped. Wolfpack will regain possession. And that's the end one.
Yeah, great play there from the Wolfpack. I think that was caused by a sloppy turnover by the Storm, but I think really the story of the game for the Wolfpack, if you're just joining us, has really just been good looks but missed shots.
Yeah, I think they kind of needed to convert that one to get themselves rolling on offense a little bit.
Yeah, and this will give us a chance to look back on the right of your screen here. The Mallory Rosen play. Mallory's just able to tip it in behind her back and just goes off the foot of a Caldera player. Really impressive play there from her.
Here's the Storm up top. Cross finds the screen from Onchman. Moves it out to Ballum. Back to Cross. Storm being patient. And there's another steal, but Cross almost got it back, but then it's grabbed by the Wolfpack, and that's going to be a travel, so it'll go back to the Storm.
Yeah,
crazy couple of events there.
Yeah, it's on the floor kind of squirming, and it is a travel call. It's not one you see often.
Yeah, that's a tough position to be in as a player. It's really hard to retain possession of that ball without traveling.
Yeah. As
Cross finds some space for the three, but she'll give it up to Onchman on the baseline, and that floater's off. Rebounded by the Wolfpack.
I really like Ochman inside. I mean, she's gotten a lot of inside buckets for the Storm and really able to collapse the defense inside.
Definitely. That three's off for the Wolfpack, but it's rebounded. Storm defense a little out of position. We'll see if the Wolfpack can capitalize. And there's a block from Onchman. And looks like they're going to call that one a foul on the Storm, but that was a really great defense. I mean, I know I've been saying this all game, but just they're so good at helping the helper. It's like they're on a string. Yeah. They get out of position like that, and they recover so quickly. It resulted in a big block for the Storm.
And that's why you close out on defense.
Definitely. Yeah, never give up.
As Caldera looking to get back to the inside game, and they're going to
call that one a reach-in foul.
Officials tightening up the calls on this game as Williams checks back in for Durfee. And that will be quick. There are 3 quick fouls on the Storm.
And is that a shot or a pass? Who knows? But here's another opportunity for the Wolfpack, and it's good.
Yeah, like we were saying earlier, you get so many chances on the offensive side of the ball. One of them's bound to go in.
Yeah, and there's a timeout for the Storm. Bit of a drought offensively, and the Wolfpack are starting to climb back on their side of the court.
Yeah, and we'll be back after the Storm timeout. And we're back after the Storm timeout.
And there's a rebound from Onchman after the missed floater from Ballum. Putback won't go, but Cross gets another offensive rebound.
Back up.
Here's Williams up top. Ball is stolen, so there's a fast break for Caldera. And I like the defensive effort from Ballum. Not quite enough to get the chase down block.
Yeah, still applied pressure though, and made that layup harder than it was.
Great defense from the Wolfpack. It'll remain with the Storm after it's tipped out of bounds.
Great defense, but I also think a smart play from Williams there.
I like the idea, definitely.
Yeah, she was driving herself out of bounds, realized, hey, just throw it off a person's foot, go out of bounds, maintain the ball.
I thought that was more of like a shovel pass type look, and it just didn't quite work out. But, I mean, either way, there's really no risk to it.
Yeah. Storm
almost lose the ball. They've been doing that all game. Like, they get in that sketchy situation, and then they fix it. And there's the mid-range jumper. It's Kalen Christ on the bucket that time.
Yeah, good mid-range jumper there. Able to just step in between most of the defenders and just pull up.
Yeah, nice in-rhythm shot. Those good looks, I think, is kind of what the Storm need to get back into this offensively after a bit of a drought.
Yeah, I agree.
And there's a steal, so it'll be a fast break opportunity. Slowed up to get back into that set offense. Here's Onchman down below. And that one won't go.
I do like her inside. I just feel like that was a little forced.
Yeah, I think she does force that shot sometimes. But, I mean, I can't blame her. It works for her a lot, so. And that's going to be a travel, so it'll be Storm basketball.
As Ellie Barker checks in for the Storm, taking out Lucy Cross.
Here's Ballum moving the ball up the court for the Storm.
We mentioned this feels like every Summit girls game, but I mean, very young team, a lot of potential. I mean, the oldest player on this court is a junior, and there's one of them, and that's Williams.
There's a great floater from Barker. Seems like this whole team really likes that kind of like rip through to the mid-range and then a floater. As travel is called there.
Great defense by Williams, just able to force that travel.
Yeah, this defense has been really, really strong from the Storm.
I don't want to call it a 2-3 zone because it's a little bit more than that, and they have the wrinkles to it, but the 2-3 zone is looking really good for the Storm.
Yeah, at its core, it's a 2-3 zone, but I kind of like that they have their wrinkles to it. I mean, at this level, you know, a lot of these girls have been playing basketball for, 16, 17, 18 years now. A lot of these girls are going to know how to break down a 2-3 zone, so that's why it's important that the Storm kind of have their own version of it, and they know. And there's a great block.
Very nice
from Kalen Christ.
Yeah.
And a foul, so that'll put Onchman at the line.
Smart foul there by Caldera. Just really, I mean open layup.
Yeah.
If you're going to foul, foul.
And they're definitely not in foul trouble. It's their first foul so far this quarter.
Storm picked up 3 early and are able to really negate the foul trouble. Not picking up any more so far this half.
First free throw won't go for Onchman. And free throw number 2 is good, so she is 1 for 2 on that trip to the stripe. And there's the triple team. And a good pass outside, but it's stolen by the Storm. More great defense.
Great block from Williams there.
How often do you see a team do a triple team on the point guard out of a set offense and then just instantly recover when the ball moves inside? And there's a good look for Onchman. Gets her own rebound. And a bit of a bad pass, so it'll be Wolfpack here with the ball now.
Both Christ and Barker thought about shooting the 3, kind of looked at each other after that, but
There's the step back three, won't quite go. And Barker will get the rebound, but she stumbles out of bounds, so it'll stay with the Wolfpack.
As the Storm elected for young lineup here, did this a lot in the last game. I feel like it just kind of letting the young players get in and build experience, because only 2 seniors on this team.
So it's going to be 2 free throws for the Wolfpack after the Emerson Williams foul.
Just a consequence of being aggressive. You saw her get the block on the last Caldera possession. Really nothing against that, picking up her first foul in the second quarter.
I don't hate it, but the Storm 1 foul away from that bonus, so they better be careful on defense and offense, but especially on defense.
And that would be a big thing for Caldera if they want to get, not back in this, but really cut the lead down, is getting in that bonus and able to take advantage of it. As the Storm with a sloppy turnover.
Yeah, another one. I think they're starting to get a little antsy on offense again. I'd like to see them slow down a little bit, but there's another steal kind of shared between Williams and Richwin, but that's a timeout from the Storm, so we'll be back after the timeout.
We're back from the Storm timeout. Storm have a not commanding lead, but have been pretty dominant this game, and as of late, Caldera has really changed that.
There's a hard screen, and the 3 from Williams won't quite go.
Like the take, though. Like we mentioned before, made a very impressive one a few games, or last game, and really shifted the momentum for the Storm. As great help defense there from Williams.
And there's a 3 opportunity. That one's off the backboard, rebounded by Onchman. Here's Richwine taking the ball up for the Storm, and it's stolen after the no-look pass to Chris. That was really impressive defensive anticipation. She didn't even look over at Chris when she passed that.
Yeah, I think good defense and also a mix of the Storm rushing things a little bit, as Caldera with a forced pass there. As
it's a good pass, but it's not quite corralled by Chris.
One team is going to need to settle the ball on offense here, as that appears to be the Wolfpack, and just settle it down, get a possession.
A lot of back and forth, I think. Just slow down, I think would benefit both teams, honestly.
Yeah. As we're approaching a minute left in the half here.
10 seconds left on the shot clock, and there's a steal. Storm slowing it down a bit. Williams taking the ball up. Here's Onchman finding Williams. Drives baseline. Back up to Barker. And a screen from Onchman. And Barker loses the ball, so here's a fast break. Richwine on defense. Can't get the block, but the shot's off. And there's the swat from Williams. And Barker retains possession. That's actually going to be a foul on the Wolfpack.
Yeah, that's going to be Summit ball with 32.7. So there's going to be shot clock is dark with 32.7 left in the half.
I think I like the Storm just taking the last shot here, taking their time. They have a 7-point lead. I think, honestly, really there's no reason to give the Wolfpack another opportunity, and there's another foul.
Wolfpack kind of just using one of theirs to prevent a possible drive inside.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Smart play.
Her first.
Got to be careful now, because one more giving free throws with no time on the shot clock.
Yeah, they had 1 foul to give and gave it.
And that's another foul, so that'll be 2 shots at the stripe here right before half.
Yeah, and wouldn't have mattered as his awkward shooting foul there. Kind of a dumb foul. You saw Barker go up.
I think kind of the foul was already happening, and Barker could recognize that, and she kind of just put it up to get those 2 shots. But it was 2 shots either way.
Yeah. As Storm looking to push the lead to 10 going into half. His first one is nothing but net. And really an impressive half from the Storm here. Was really not expecting the 10-point lead now.
Yeah.
With 17.7 left in the half.
And there's a hard foul.
Hard foul there is that was Reese Onchman on the foul, and Caldera finally capitalizing on them being in the bonus, picking up that foul. That will be 2 shots for them.
Well, 20 seconds of game time ago, I said I want the Storm to take the last shot, and it looks like they're going to after having the ball and then also not having the ball and getting it back again.
Yeah.
And that one is off. It's rebounded by Rosen.
Smart play from Rosen, able to corral the ball. Yes, short in time with 5 seconds, but still able to do that.
There's a floater from Barker, won't go, and the putback just got off in time. I think she got that.
And they're going to count it.
Yeah, they're going to count it. So there's the buzzer beater from Mallory Rosen right under the basket.
Mallory Rosen off a great game. Last game, really just turned it up in the second quarter, and that really impressive first half.
Yeah, I mean, she did that over and over again last game, and she just did it with about half a second on the clock.
Yeah, and we'll catch you on the other end of the half. We're back in the second half of IMC basketball action between the Caldera Wolfpack and your Summit Storm.
Yeah, first half was a really, really strong performance from the Storm, and the Wolfpack have definitely been sticking in there, but Storm are looking really good on offense and better on defense, and that's going to be over and back on the Wolfpack, so it'll be Summit ball. Kind of validating my point that they've been so strong on defense. Here's Toll on the baseline, finds Rosen in the paint, and that shot's not quite good, rebounded by the Wolfpack. Here's Chandler up top for the Wolfpack. Caldera just moving the ball around, trying to get an opportunity, and no foul call there, so it's going to be out of bounds. I like the no call, personally.
Yeah, let's take another look at that. Caldera picks it up, and
yeah, I mean, that's just kind of pull out the chair as a defender, and I think that was a good flop from Chandler, because you are going to get that call a lot of times, but I think that ref did a good job on that play.
It's a great catch there from Chris as Williams drives inside.
It's going to be was that a blocking foul?
Yeah, called a blocking foul there. As Storm retained possession. As Rosen with a great handle on the ball inside there.
And that shot's off from Williams, but really good look.
Yeah, I think Williams tried to make that free throw a little harder than it needed to be.
Yeah.
Could have taken a power dribble there.
There's the 3 look, and that one will fall for the Wolfpack. There's Williams with a great shot.
Yeah,
Caldera.
Obviously with the Williams thing, a lot easier said than done, but
yeah.
Caldera responds with a 3 of their own, cutting the lead to single digits as Williams thought about it.
And she loses the ball. It's going to be out of bounds off the Wolfpack.
And will be Storm ball.
I think something on offense that the Storm should focus on a bit is I think a lot of times when a player gets the ball outside, they kind of crowd her. Like that time Williams got the ball on the wing and everyone kind of ran over to her. I think if you give her a little more space, she'll have more of an opportunity to cook something up outside and get a good look at a shot.
Yeah, I agree. As great rebound.
There's a great putback from Chris.
Pushes the lead back to 10.
Yeah, it seems like whatever the Wolfpack have been able to do, the Storm have just been doing it right back to them. It's going to be a missed shot, and there's a foul call, so that's 2 free throws for Caldera. That one on Williams.
As Williams landed in the shooter space a little bit. You're going to get that call a lot of the time. Just you can't touch the shooter.
Yeah, it's just like a safety call.
Yeah, pretty clear and
obvious. It's a good call.
Yeah, just can't touch the shooter. As each team picking up 1 foul apiece.
And Hanley will miss a second. First one will go, so she is 1 for 2. Good rebound from Rosen there.
Yeah, was about to say that. Great rebound from Rosen.
Williams outside, finds Rosen on the elbow. And Reese Barker, she was open for the 3, but she finds a floater instead, which will fall. I love when a player has a look and then knows that they can get a better look and they pass it up. That just shows like a lot of decisiveness and a lot of really high IQ offensively.
Yeah, as the Storm almost succeed with the trap in the corner.
And there's an open 3 in the corner for the Wolfpack, won't go. Williams with the rebounds. And Storm do a great job breaking the press. Here's an open 3 for Toll, but she can't corral the ball, so it's out of bounds.
Yeah, tough pass there, but we saw Dakota Toll able to corral a pretty tough pass in the last game.
Yeah, and hit a tough 3 off of it, too.
Yeah.
People don't realize how hard it is to just hit a catch-and-shoot 3 out of rhythm. That's like one of the hardest things you can do in basketball. There's another 3 look for Caldera. That's an air ball. It's almost out of bounds and almost tipped back inside by Caldera player, but it will remain out of bounds and it will go to Summit.
Almost a really fun play there.
Yeah, both teams have been doing stuff like that all game.
Yeah.
And here's the press again from Caldera. Summit did a great job breaking it down last time and almost had a great look from it.
And don't do a turn it over. I was going to say don't do a great job breaking it, but they don't break it at all.
I think that they need to kind of have more options there. You know, like she really just had one person to pass it to. I think if they bring some of that offense more towards like the half-court line, you know, not everyone needs to go down by the basket. Maybe you send like one player down to space the floor, but yeah, everyone's kind of got to be present when you're breaking a press like that because you need to move the ball a lot.
Has some great defense there, able to tip the ball out. As they're going to
be a defensive foul, looks like a blocking foul. It looked like she just slipped or something, but they're going to call it a foul on the floor. And that shot won't go, but it's rebounded by the Wolfpack. And Abigail Hudson's going to get the foul call, so she'll have 2 shots at the line.
Yeah, we were saying this earlier, and we said it. We'll say it again. I mean, you get enough offensive rebounds, one of them's bound to go in. And that'll be 2 shots to cut the lead to 10. And the next one will be to cut the lead to single digits.
Both free throws fall, so that'll cut the Summit lead to 9. And here's that press again. A little less intense this time. Ballum just kind of dribbles up the floor. And here's a double team, and Ballum is fouled on the layup, so she'll get 2 shots at the line.
Yeah. Storm opting to start the second half with an older lineup for them, we would say, with their 2 seniors in the game right now, with Mallory Rosen and Dakota Toll. It's funny when we compare an older lineup on this team is 2 seniors.
It's 2 seniors, yeah.
Versus a lot of other Storm teams in the past. You would barely see a freshman or sophomore, or sometimes even junior with the guys team. You barely see any of the juniors play.
Yeah, there's a lot of talent in this school. I think with that guys team, though, like you see some of those junior players get on the floor, and it's just like, wow, I can't believe these guys don't get minutes. And, I mean, everyone on this girls team gets a lot of minutes, and deservingly. Like, all of these girls are super talented, and it's crazy how many super young freshman and sophomore players are on this team that just play incredible basketball.
Yeah, very, very bright future for this team. And we'll get those sloppy mistakes from a young team, and that's to be expected. But
from any team,
yeah. In a year or 2, that's going to be fixed. Is Ellie Barker only an underclassman? As Rosen picks up her first personal on a just aggressive defense.
And that mid-range jumper is off. Rosen fighting for the ball. And they're going to call that a jump ball. I think that they're sometimes a little quick to call that jump ball. I think that they should let them battle it out for a second and then call a jump ball.
I think they just don't want the elbows being thrown, but you see that in the NBA and college level too, as Storm turn it over.
And there's a mid-range jumper, won't quite fall.
As that's going to be a tripping foul on number 21 for the Wolfpack. Just kind of one of those awkward fouls where you fall on the back of Rosen's feet there. Good to see her go okay there. You see a lot of players get hurt with someone falling on their ACL.
Yeah. And there's a great pass and a great finish. That was a great foul, and that was a great block too, but they're going to call it a foul. Sorry, I said a great foul. I meant a great pass.
So we'll take another look at that. Ooh, she came down on it, but she appeared to come down on the ball, but again, I'm not courtside. I'm not right there. As first one hits the front of the iron and rims out, as Cross and Durfee will check in for the Storm, taking it out.
Anjman and Chris.
As Summit has really just kept
slowed down a little bit, I think. I think this press is affecting them a little bit.
As the Summit crowd dropping water bottles to get Caldera to miss the free throws there. Haven't seen that one
I think
before.
it's always interesting to see how creative these crowds can get trying to with the free throw distractions. I think especially at like the college NBA level, there's a three, and it won't fall. And it's another jump ball.
I mean, that was either a jump ball or a travel, and unfortunately for the Storm, they called that a jump ball. As something we haven't talked about yet, that Caldera is in the bonus. The Storm have picked up 5 fouls, and I think that's a consequence of being aggressive. But I genuinely think that like the Caldera Wolfpack really just need to capitalize on that more.
And there's a great move, and the floater is up. Won't go, but there's an offensive rebound and a putback. And that's going to cut this Storm lead all the way down to 8. And there's a steal, and it looks like maybe
out of bounds.
Out of bounds. And if it wasn't out of bounds, it was a travel, kind of a awkward situation. But yeah, this press again is really affecting the Storm offensively.
There's a good pick and roll there off the press. Sets the pick, rolls off of it, and able to get the ball.
There's a great move from Barker. Mid-range jumper is blocked, and they're not out of bounds.
Was that a block or a foul? As Barker drives inside. Don't have the angle there, but to me, seemed like a lot of arm.
Richwine checks in for Barker. And that floater rims out from Ballum, so back to the Wolfpack here on offense.
Tough break there for the Storm. Got a pretty good floater and just in and out.
Yeah, these shots just aren't falling all of a sudden.
Yeah.
It's not really anyone's fault. They're still getting good looks when they get the ball out of that press. And there's a block from Cross. And out of bounds, no, they're going to call that a jump ball, so it'll go to the Storm.
I think they called that a jump ball because they didn't know who it went out on. So, yeah, going to luckily be Storm ball, but that does give Caldera the possession.
Here's Richwine all the way down the floor. Finish won't go, and almost stolen by Durfee, but Wolfpack come away with it. And Ballin with the steal. Cross fighting for it on the floor. It's a jump ball, and it'll stay with Caldera.
We saw Richwine in last game really getting her first varsity minutes a lot in the fourth quarter and able to get a very impressive and one.
Yeah, she played terrific last game, especially offensively, and I think like She hasn't played varsity all season. Coming up, first game as a freshman, and just played with a lot of confidence and a lot of tenacity, and it's been the same tonight. I mean, she hasn't been scoring a ton, but she's been a huge impact player for the Storm.
It's a foul there on Durfee. Just didn't keep the hands up, and hands came down on top of the shooter.
That free throw is going to fall. If I'm the Storm here, I think it might be time to call a timeout. I mean, they're starting to come unravel a little bit. They seem a little antsy, and that press is really starting to affect them. I think once I get the ball back here, just take a quick timeout, talk it over.
Yeah, they do have Dakota being the one of two seniors in, but they do have Durfee in, who is a junior, but hasn't played as much this season. I think putting in an older lineup for them being juniors and sophomores, but I think that could maybe help turn the tide here. Because it's been all Caldera.
Yeah, another missed pass.
It's been a rough quarter for the Storm here, and a lot of props to Caldera for that. It's just been their press shutting down the Storm. Drew that up in the locker room and able to come out and execute it. As
kind of a weird fall there.
It's a great pass to Dakota.
And there's a great pass to Toll, who finishes. How about the playmaking from Durfee and then the finish from Toll? That was great basketball. I think they needed that to pick this offense up a little bit.
Yeah, get the lead back to 8 as a great tip there, and almost a turnover, but unable to force it.
There's a 3. That one's off the front of the rim. Rebounded by Durfee. She loses the ball, pass is tipped, and there's a foul on the floor. That's going to be 2 shots. The Storm are in bonus.
Yeah, they're going to call that one on, appears to be Lucy Cross. And I think Durfee just tried to not pick up the rebound and just start dribbling right away. Saw that a lot from the Storm in the first half of the season, and just got to control the rebound and move your elbows out a little bit, create some space for yourself. Shot clock is dark. As they call a lane violation on Caldera.
Didn't matter. Free throws missed anyway. Here's 22 seconds on the game clock. Shot clock is dark. Summit breaking down this press pretty easily. I mean, just kind of dribbling up the floor. It's not really much of a press at this point. It's going to be out of bounds off of Caldera.
I know Barker was confident in that one, but I never want to leave it up to the ref there to make that call. Personal vendetta against that. As the clock is still running after they called the push and finally stopped it at 3.2. There should be probably about,
like 7 seconds.
Yeah, there should be 7 seconds on that. As officials agree with us and signal to the scorekeeping. It should be 7. As scorekeeping puts 0.7 up there. And then now get it right to 7 as the Storm will inbound it here to end the third. Great inbound play.
They love that inbound play, just like straight to a player for the mid-range jumper. And they almost caught that buzzer beater layup again, that time from Durfee.
Yeah.
Lost the ball. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Bit of a climb back that time for the Wolfpack. Looking a lot better on defense, and they're looking a lot more fluid on offense.
Yeah.
Summit still lead 33-26.
I think the play of the first half here, or third quarter here, is really just the passing by the Storm, getting inside, getting it to Dakota Toll, and I think that really just changed the momentum back to the Storm side after being a lot of Caldera, and we'll be back after the quarter. As we're back to start this fourth quarter of IMC action. If you're just joining us, I'm Pierce Gordon. Next to me is Finn Gober and Caldera with a very impressive third quarter, and the Storm ended it out with a pretty big bucket, but started out with a almost turnover.
Retained by the Storm. I like this kind of fresh lineup for the Storm. Toll loses the ball. There's been a lot of steals from Caldera in the past couple minutes.
Yeah, it's been killing the Storm on the offensive side of the ball. Luckily, they had that lead built up at half.
Yeah, but they've definitely been struggling to generate offense. I think it's partially because of this press that the Wolfpack have introduced in this second half. It's really been taking a toll on the Storm, and that one's going to be called a foul.
Barker just being a little too aggressive there.
Second personal, first team foul of the quarter.
This is Caldera dribbling around the top of the key, and they're going to call travel there.
Great defense from the Storm.
Yeah, she just took too many steps with the ball there. As Storm get it inside to Barker. Barker able to get around the Caldera defender.
Yeah, what a pass. And then the finish from Toll.
Very impressive play there.
And there's a three. That one falls for the Wolfpack.
Wolfpack have been pretty deadly from beyond the arc today. I'm surprised they haven't gone to that more, as that's going to be a push call on Caldera. Can't continuously run into the screener like that. That is... it's going to be Waldron's first for the Wolfpack, and the first in the fourth quarter for the team.
And there was a great drive and a good finish, didn't quite fall. There's a jump ball.
And I know we talked about them calling the jump balls too early. That one, very much a jump ball.
I like the call on that one.
Both those girls were not letting that ball go.
There's a steal from Toll. And a good pass to Chris. The Euro step, can't quite finish.
Great pass from Toll there. And a little bit of a ride on the offensive side of the ball to try and get that ball back, but unable to. It will be Caldera ball. As Caldera's really cut this lead down to 6, especially with that three-pointer. That's been big for them. If they can get another one of those, that would be massive, as sloppy basketball, and the Storm are able to recover and just try and
lose it immediately.
Just try and push it too quickly.
And there's a steal from Williams. Great defense. Barker moving the ball up quick for the Storm. And there's a steal, and it's stolen right back, and there's a layup for Barker. She'll finish. A little sketchy, but it worked.
Just like they drew it up. Barker just...
There's another steal. That's going to be a travel.
And you know, as sloppy as this game has gotten in the third and fourth quarter for the Storm, as we get a substitution for both teams, as Lucy checks in for Toll. But as I was saying, I think that just even this game being as sloppy as it is on the Storm side of the ball in the second half here, you just see a lot of smiles on their faces, and even with that travel, just laughing it off and able to move on. And I think that's been a really big thing going in throughout the season that we didn't really see a lot of in the first season. Saw a lot of players being hard on themselves.
Yeah, like we said before, high school basketball, it's not that deep.
Yeah, you're here to have fun.
Yeah.
As the Storm will take a timeout to avoid the trap, and we'll catch you on the other end of the break. And we're back in this fourth quarter of IMC basketball action as the Storm to inbound it with a lead over the Wolfpack. As the press for the Wolfpack, very effective. The Storm able to finally get through it.
And Ochman loses the ball. And there's a 3 look. That one rims out. Rebounded by Williams, and there's a quick pass to Chris. And she does it all in fast break. That's an and one.
Wow, that's 2 games in a row. You've seen very impressive fast break and ones from the Storm. As we'll take another look at that.
Just the acrobatic finish, moving all the way up the court, coast to coast.
Just throws it up there.
Opportunity for a 3-point play to extend this lead back to 11. And free throw rims out, but the lead is still back up to 10 with just under 4 minutes left.
That
was a travel, yeah.
In the crowd of Storm players. Didn't even see who that was for Caldera through all the Storm jerseys. Just walking through the crowd like it was mud.
And there's another fast break bucket. Crossed with the finish.
And that big transition swing for the Storm, momentum and just score-wise, is a foul. Will send Caldera to inbound it, but really just this game was within 6 points, and the Storm just blossomed that way back up to beyond 10.
Yeah, I think that's something really admirable that they've been able to do. It's just when they get into those situations where they aren't playing as well, they keep it, within a reasonable distance, and then they're able to kind of explode and get back into that position where they're, at a much more comfortable lead.
Yeah, great first block here from Cross as you see that, but then in the second one here, just reaching her arm a little bit down, and like I said, can't touch the shooter. That's always going to be a foul.
And 1 for 2 from the line that time for Bradbury.
As they're going to say that went off of Caldera, or a Summit player's knee, and to stay with the Wolfpack. So as Summit picks up the momentum, Caldera now swinging the pendulum back to them. Unable to get the basket to fall, though, is Williams with the rebound, and she'll break through the press herself.
And high pass there from Barker, so that's out of bounds and back to the Wolfpack.
Yep.
Summit just, I kind of, when you get into these leads with just a couple minutes left, it's really easy to kind of just start trying to survive, but they need to keep playing to win.
Yeah.
I mean, you should be acting like you're down by 10, not ahead by 10.
As Wolfpack surprisingly content to use the full shot clock here. It's under 17, and
there's the missed layup after a pretty good offensive possession.
Yeah, and a lot of time gone there. That was a full 25 seconds.
Yeah, I'm also surprised to see them ditch the press. It was working really well for them, and they kind of need it right now to break down this Storm offense. I mean, there's under 3 minutes left. They're down 11. They got to start doing something different.
But 11 points, 3 minutes, what it once was, and not going to reset the shot clock there. His shot clock is under 10.
And put back won't go, but another rebound. That'll reset the shot clock. And the floater's off with a foul, so that'll be 2 free throws. And someone did a really good job. They probably used like 40 seconds total on that whole possession.
And my complaint would be they could have used more. Barker, I mean, you get the ball with 35 seconds left, use another 35. I mean, if Caldera and the Storm flip-flop possessions and use 35 seconds each time, there's no feasible way Caldera could get back into this one. As Barker makes sure of that, extending the lead to 12. And very, very impressive game. Really only one highlight play we saw today with the Caitlin Crunch just like behind the back, throws it up, gets the and one.
Yeah, behind the back prayer layup. That was pretty impressive. Yeah, it's just been really disciplined, just good basketball. It's been good fundamental basketball through and through for the Storm. I mean, there's still 2 minutes left, but I think they're going to be able to finish this one out. And here's Ballin checking in for Williams.
Yeah, and
I think another thing to kind of recognize is that offensively they've been great. I mean, they've put up 43 points in today's matchup, and they haven't hit a single three. This has all been free throws and shots within the arc. So
yeah, I think that the Storm, like we were saying earlier, defense leads to offense, and I think that the Storm really found their groove with defense.
There's the end one from Ochman. Defense leads the offense, or just offense leads the offense.
It's a very impressive and one. We've seen the past 2 games in a row. We've seen 2 very impressive and ones in the final few minutes of the game here.
Yeah, these Storm girls have been just playing through contact, and that free throw just barely bounces out. It's going to be a loose ball foul on Lucy Cross, so it'll be Wolfpack ball after the missed free throw.
And 15 as Summit puts their 2 seniors in, Dakota Toll and Mallory Rosen, to close out the game as Chris and Cross check out of the game. As Caldera, I think, content with this one as they put up a 3, and that strains it. So Caldera hitting the 3 of their own, and it's down to 12 right now, and Caldera bringing out the press. The Storm can't get by this, as Toll is able to cover the rebound and get it back out, and now the Storm going to use the full 35 seconds. As Toll on the baseline.
Tried the reverse. And there's a mid-range jumper from the Wolfpack. And it's up on offense all of a sudden. Storm got a minute left. Still up 10. I think, yeah, just slow down, try and use that full shot clock. But that press is back. They got to break that down. I think a little bit quicker. I mean, they might get a 10-second violation if they're not careful.
As we're under a minute to play, and Storm really don't need points, just need to use the full shot clock. But Rosen putting it up and unable to get it to fall, and
almost kept by the Storm, but steal from the Wolfpack.
This is going to be a very impressive comeback if the Wolfpack can pull 10 points in 39 seconds, but they need some threes and points quickly.
I feel pretty comfortable as the Storm at this point. There's the air ball 3, so the ball will almost go back to the Storm. It's actually a putback from the Wolfpack, and it's going to be Summit ball. And 25 seconds left.
We've seen a lot of those today.
Yeah.
Players from both teams just jumping out of bounds. And
there's the intentional foul from the Wolfpack. Trying to hold on to hope, but down 10, 20 seconds left.
First one falls to the Storm, and I would say that one solidifies it if it wasn't solidified already.
Yeah, I think it was pretty solid, though.
Yeah. As second one off the back of the rim.
Won't quite go. And, 15 seconds left. Shot clock is dark. Caldera, last possession here. Looks like they're just going to hold the ball. Or go and get a tough bucket under the basket, but I think that's pretty much going to do it. And, is that final buzzer. Summit win by 9, 46-37.
Very impressive win from the Storm here.
Yeah, I think everything that we've been saying that they needed to improve on all season, they pretty much did today. I mean, they got a little sloppy at times, but they did a really great job executing offensively and defensively. That team chemistry is really starting to show, and they've been really decisive Playmaking-wise, they've been getting good shots up. I really like the direction that the Storm team is going here in this final leg of the season.
Yeah, so do I. I'm here with the older group of the Summit Storm, with Mallory Rose and Emerson Williams and Dakota Toll. Mainly for Mallory and Dakota, really playing on a relatively young team. How has it been, like the two really older players on this team, and have you taken more of a leadership role, or what's that been like?
Yeah, it's been really fun. Being a leader has taught us a lot, and I think that we've been in a lot of situations the past couple of weeks where we had to take charge, and we've learned a lot and grown closer with my teammates.
Yeah, and taking time to build that chemistry really makes us a closer group at the end, so
Yep.
just having fun with them.
Yeah, you guys really have struggled out the season with like slow starts, and that really changed
was a
today.
good start, yeah.
Is there anything that you think you guys did differently, or what was the reason behind that?
I think that we came in with knowing that this is an important game, because if we win, then we have a better chance to go into playoffs. And so I think we really were mentally prepared and ready to come out strong.
I agree.
Yeah. And a lot more smiles on your guys' faces than the start of the season. Really, there's like good to see. And what's changed throughout the season that's really helped you guys with the mental side of things?
I think that a lot of our team has grown a lot closer, and we're supporting each other a lot more, which for me, it's helping my mental health and my love for the game.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
As that will do it from Summit High School, the Storm taking a dominant win over Caldera, 46-37. I'm Pierce Gordon. With me was Finley Gober, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And that will be the end.